The most important thing about our job as coaches is not to become obsessed with winning, I think. Rather, we've got to look at our preparation, have some sort of idea of what we're trying to get the boys to do, or the team in our care to do. We've got to, prepare well. We've got to inform them of what we're trying to do. We've got to make sure that they are in sync with what we're trying to do. It's no good trying to get a team to play a tight attacking forward game if all they want to do is spin the ball out wide, for instance, that sort of thing. Once we've decided on how we're going to play the game, and everybody understands that, we've got to then decide on parameters for the team. What's acceptable and what's not. Is it okay for the winger, who's a little bit lazy but just likes to stand out there on the wing, to turn up late because he thinks he's not going to be required, or he's going to be standing out there freezing, and not getting the ball, when the forwards are slaving, doing their scrimmaging work and line-out work and so on? Is it right that he can turn up late? Well, no, it's not. If we're going to be a team, then everybody's got to be there together. We might agree that different units will turn up at different times to do different things. Well, that's fine. But generally speaking, it's one for all and all for one in my book, and everybody's got to buy into that. Once we've agreed what it is that we want to do we want to be world champions? Do we want to be Heineken Cup guys? Or do we just want to be, winning a match against our local rivals? Whatever it is, we've got to agree, and we've got to decide that is the aim we've got to aim for. And it's just like everything else in life. You need targets, and you need to be able to measure your performance. So just simple things help an awful lot. You need to certainly look at what's going on and analyse the performance of the team. Now, that's actually quite difficult to do, because if you're standing on a touchline watching, you're taking in impressions that may be incorrect. Certainly on reflection at the end of the game, you might be coming out with statements, and of course it's never very good to say things immediately in the aftermath of a game, because if things have gone well, that's all well and good. If things have gone pear-shaped, then people tend to make the wrong assumptions, and it's always good to just pat everybody on the head and say thank you very much, and then come back to it at a later stage and review what everybody thinks and get their views, rather than just making your own rash judgments and maybe coming out with something that's factually incorrect. Once we've done that, we can all sit down, discuss it. If you've got any video, that's quite handy to watch. And initially, players will, oh, there's me, didn't I do well there? Or, oh, Joe Bloggs there fell fat on his backside, and that wasn't great. And they can all have a giggle at that. But once people start to get into it, and if you can just begin to highlight certain situations, then it becomes quite interesting. And once people can see themselves and have got an image of what's happening there, rather than just the feeling, and you perhaps know yourself that if you've watched any video of yourself, images which in your own mind seem to last forever are over just like that in the course of a game. And so getting people to recognise that is quite an interesting exercise in itself. Of course, having reviewed what's gone on in the past, you've then got to think about what's going to happen next Saturday afternoon or whatever. And that's the time where you decide how you're going to make the improvements. Are you going to reduce the penalty count? Yes, we are. Are we going to hopefully increase the turnovers of the opposition's ball? Well, we'd like to. So you give yourself small targets that can be measured. But remember, please, at this level, the game is not an end in itself. It's just a part of a means to an end in the overall development and education of young people. And I think if we always keep that in the back of our minds, then you're not going to go far wrong. We haven't really seen much of the ball at the moment, so now I just wanted to spend a bit of time talking about and getting them to appreciate how important simple passing is. What we have at the moment, anytime you give an individual a ball now, they'll all be spin passing it, but they just need to give a little bit more thought to other types of passing. In tight situations, or when it's, the ground is wet like it is now and the ball becomes all damp, that we make sure we understand what passing is all about. Now, if I catch the ball here, my hands will tend to naturally get in the behind the ball, so I can push the ball out like so, okay, and back. So you just feel the weight of the ball. You can pass with a partner now. Pass. So put one of the balls down and get with a partner, and just pass to one another. Just let me see how you do that. Okay. Nice soft hands. Try and avoid spin passing the ball if you can. Really concentrate on the arms and where we're passing to. We need a target first of all. So if I'm passing, I need a target, and look at that, the ball goes straight to somebody's hands. Pass there. But so the arms should be nice and relaxed when we're passing. Nice and relaxed. So the ball should sit upright. Sit upright. See how it sits upright when I pass the ball? The mistake people make are that if we look, you've got to get sideways on to pass the ball. We want to make sure we pass the ball across the body. If our hands open up like so, we can just push the ball and the ball floats out nice and evenly. We can also, if we want, put a twist on it, but that's not necessary. Certainly at the basic level, that is a basic, simple pass. And that's what we're looking to get these kids into. Not winging the ball away and the old spin pass, which is what everybody does now. The spin pass has got an important part to play in the game, but you don't need to be spin passing all the time. In order to practice this, now, we can just stand around in a square, so you can just swing it across your body. If I take it out there, if I lean to take, okay, then I can get used to pulling the ball across my body and just swinging. We've got full use of the arms here, and that's very important. Okay, now to make sure that we are actually reaching for the ball, because I want people to really get their hands up and reach for the ball, we now turn outwards, and I'm passing the ball to you, so you need to reach for the ball now. Just twist around, but keep your feet pointing outwards. You can look at me, reach for the ball there, and pass on. Reach and pass on. Got to reach there and reach. Because what I want people to do is to get used to the idea that you've got to reach for the ball to receive it, and you've got to reach with the ball to pass it. Yeah. Okay, and don't get cocky with it. All right? So those are very important elements. Making sure that we reach to receive and reach to pass. And in doing that, what we're doing is taking the ball early. And if you're the opposition, I can show you the ball all the way across. And if I see you go there, I can just pull the ball back. If, on the other hand, I take the ball there, to go there and pass, in between taking it there, going there, bang, that's when I get hit. But if I take the ball there, bang, I can take the ball and push it across me anytime I like. And that's what we're looking for. The ability to be able to go there, take it there, see what you're doing. I can fix you, the defender. I can then put it across if I need to. It can all go across in one easy, smooth movement. Or I can show you the ball, and if you go, I can be in on your inside shoulder. But again, that's getting a little bit complicated. So let's get back down to basics and see how we can perfect this. The other important thing about this, we're facing outwards, is how you stand, okay? And I want your back, yeah, so your feet are shoulder width apart, and all you're doing is reaching there, giving there. So you've got to be able to reach around you, like so. But a little bend in the knees is important. Knees shoulder width apart. And I want you holding the ball. Give me your hands there and there. Little bend in the arm. That's how you should be passing the ball. Relax the hands and just reach and give. Reach round. Good. That's a lot better. Let's just see how it looks now. We can face inwards now. We're facing inwards, but again, it's still that, we've got that shape there now. I want you to do a down and up this time. So as you passed it, I want you to go down and up. So we're ready again. Okay, off you go. Down and up. Quick. Good. Good passing. Come on, quick. Can you catch somebody out? Good. Excellent, good. Get those feet up, get the heads up, good. And relax. Even better. Let's turn around now and just see if we can do it going around the outside again. Now, this is a little bit more difficult. And we could do a press up here, we could do a sit up, you could just get down, lie flat on your back, anything like that. Okay, here we go. Reaching down and up. Quick, good. Where is it? Yeah, come on, phrase. Yeah, come on, you've got to think a couple of things at a time now. Good. So when we're passing the ball, we need to make sure that everybody's completely familiar with it. We talked about the positions of the hands on the ball. Now we can just let the boys go out and just play a little bit. And guys, if you'd like to get out into the grid, just tossing the ball up, putting it around your back, under your legs or whatever, just roll it out on the ground, pick it up if you want. Good. Can you throw it up in the air, catch it behind your back perhaps? Throw it up in the air, catch it behind your back. Go on. Oh, yeah, very good. Oh, and well picked up, good. And yeah, good, a little kick then, a little chip up in the air then. Can you bounce it off your knee and catch it? Anything you like. Can you head it? Head it. Oh, yeah, good. Bit of keepy uppy, soccer style. Good. Anything you like. And what about flicking it up? Well, can you do that one? Flick it up in the back. Put it on the ground and then try and pick it up with your feet. You know, can you do that one? Very good. Yeah, excellent. Good. Anything like that. So we can become completely familiar with the ball. Okay, and rest. That sort of thing. Gives them lots of opportunity to play with the ball so they become completely familiar, completely comfortable, so that they can do things with it. We're now going to look at the boys putting some passing into action. Now, what I said I needed you to do before, when we were reaching for the ball, passing around the square, was if I reach there, step there, I can put the ball across me. If, on the other hand, I'm standing like that, and I reach for the ball there, my first step is to go there. I immediately start to crowd other people's space. So, before we start here, I'm going to face the ball carrier there, and then I can put the ball across me, like so. So can you all make sure, before you start, that if I have a line drawn in between my feet, I'm not standing like that, okay, with my foot outside, I'm standing there, much more facing the ball. And all that means is when my first step is there, I'm immediately running on a straight line. I can always run across the pitch then to offer to people coming back inside, but I must first of all always have in mind that position with my feet. Okay, so if we just put this into this drill here now, get ready to go. Good, and reach and pass. I want the target. Where are those hands? Let's make sure that we get it and we swing it. Okay, just like that. That's all we need to do. Coming from the other side, reach for the ball comes into the hands, and we get it across the body. Very, very important. What I'd like to do now is look at the four basic elements of passing. The pass, the miss, the loop, and the switch. And if we can put all those into one element, it's quite a nice little way of getting guys to react and see what's going on in front of them. So we're going to operate in force here down the 15-metre channel, and let's see how we can develop this and improve people and get them to understand what it is that we're actually expecting of them in these sort of game-related situations. If we can do the pass, miss, loop, switch just by instinct, then it means that the need to have set-piece moves doesn't always apply, and we can play a little bit off the cuff. And if we've got these elements, then that's what we can do. Here we go. We're trying to get people to make it easy for one another to play. The simplest way is to make sure the passes go to hand. The second thing is to make sure that the person receiving the ball bursts onto it to get ahead of the person who's just passed the ball. He needs to ease off, enable him to do that. And if we can get that sort of momentum going, then it makes the whole thing a lot simpler. And we can start to play the game at pace. People can stay on their feet and people can stay in the game. So we burst on to receive the ball. That takes us forward. We ease off to pass to make sure that we can just put the ball in the right place and allow the person to hit the ball flat and at pace. which is the key thing. So there's constant change of pace, which is why knowing how to run is so important. And also you'll find out the lines of running become so much easier. If we all just run at the same pace, then it all becomes a mess. But as soon as we get changes of pace, that makes things a lot easier and everything starts to happen much more naturally. Okay, so we've spoken about passing, and being able to make basic, simple passes. What we've now got to try and do is, more sort of game-related situations, and we're now going to look at 2 versus 1, because when we're playing the game, that's really what it's all about. Trying to recognise what's in front of us, and if we see 2 on 1, 2 attackers on 1 defender, we should be able to finish it off. But, ask yourself honestly, and look at all the rugby you've seen, how often do we manage to butcher those sort of situations? So this is a key element of that, and the lads are now going to try and demonstrate to us their expertise in this, again, basic core skill. What we're looking for is to make sure that the ball carrier doesn't cramp space. He's got to be looking to fix his opposite number, so make him stationary, make him stop, then move in one way or the other to open the gate for the supporting player to go through. So if you go like that and you see him move, as we said earlier on, if you see him move, then you're up for just stepping inside and scoring yourself, okay? But the 2 on 1s are very important. We could also go on then to try 3 on 2. Now, 3 on 2 is very difficult. Because you've got an extra body in there, and that causes all sorts of confusion. First receiver, when the defenders come around, what is he trying to do? He's not trying to crowd his mates who he's going to try and pass to. He's trying to preserve the space. So it's very important as he comes around, sees what's up. He might be there to start with, but he's got to fix the guy and maybe fix him even a little bit more to open up the space, to open the door through which you can go through. The next player up can go through. So we've got to bear in mind all the principles we've talked about so far in terms of good practice, okay? Hands up and everything else. Preserving space, coming onto the ball at pace from depth. What we're going to look at now is the ability of players to pass the ball properly and to link in all the things that we've talked about. That is, running good lines, coming onto the ball at pace, taking the ball out, then easing off to pass the ball. I call this drill out in out, because we're all very good at putting the ball out the fly half. The fly half will put it back to somebody else coming in on the clatter, but then we are unable to get the ball out again. And if you look at all the good tries that are scored, anywhere in rugby today, it generally comes from this sort of situation. And unless players can appreciate what's involved in this, then we've got nowhere to go, really. And this is a basic core drill that has got to be practiced so it becomes totally familiar with them. So we're just trying to keep the ball down the middle of the channel and so the ball just stays there, and players come onto the ball at pace, step to one side to move the opposition, put the ball back in the middle. The first man bursts onto the ball